So earlier today, Codemasters released their second out of 4 developer diaries for F1 2018, and they're still talking about the career mode, but this time it's all about car research and the development system in F1 2018. The biggest thing for this year's game, as far as the media, as far as the interviews, the biggest thing when it comes to upgrading your car is going to be season regulation changes. If you are a Formula 1 fan, you'll know what these are. Every couple of seasons, every 4 or 5 seasons, Formula 1 goes through a regulation change where it's got to do something with the tyres, with the car, with the front wings, with the engine, whatever. Great examples of this are 2014, 2009 and maybe even 2000, where the rules all changed. And you can see the benefits of these rule regulation changes are. Look at Mercedes. In the 2013 season, they were nowhere. They only won a couple races, maybe 3 races, compared to Red Bull's 12, 13 throughout that season. But the roles were reversed in 2014 when the rules changed. So it was clear that Mercedes spent a lot of time focusing on these changes. And so did Brawn back in 2009. No wonder they won the championship with the double diffuser. And that is how important the rule regulation changes are, especially in career mode, because there's no one in the community apart from maybe one Arav who plays round 5, 6, 7 seasons. Listen, I don't care. After last year's game, everyone, including myself, I struggled to even play Season 4 of Career Mode because it was just getting boring. Nothing was really happening. But now with these new technical regulation changes, it's going to make this thing a whole lot more interesting, and it's going to make you want to play 4, 5, 6 seasons. So, I'm guessing from what the video that you're seeing right now, I'm guessing this is how it's going to work. Throughout the season, you're racing, you're upgrading the car. But maybe if it's Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, they don't tell you what season they're going to announce this regulation change. They're just going to tell you that maybe we're going to decide when this regulation change could happen. So it might happen after Season 1 or after Season 2 or after Season 3. But basically you're going to get a cutscene with your engineer. And by the way, Jeff, your R&D guy, who used to be the R&D guy for F1 2016 and 2017, he ain't there anymore. So we're going to get a new character. And this guy is gonna make a major announcement saying how the rules will change for next season, and you don't want to be caught out. So it's kind of like, well, what do you do? And plus, it depends on what situation you're in. Let's say you're in a mid-table team and you've constantly aggressively upgraded your car to a point where you're able to win races and able to fight for a championship. And then let's say at the end of that season, well, midway through that season, your team says that, listen, we're going to go through a regulation change throughout next season. So that puts you on the back foot. That makes you think, what do I go for? What do I do? Do I keep upgrading the car in hopes to win the championship? Or do I wait for next season and maybe miss out? So they're making you have a choice as to what you want to do as far as the upgrades with your car. I find that really interesting. And plus, with the fact that this is so realistic, how, like, this is realistic. This is what we wanted. We wanted to see different cars. I think they had this in F1 2016. I'm not really sure, but I remember at the end of my 3rd season, I was with Mercedes, and when Season 4 started, like Haas, Toro Rosso, Renault, they were all on top, and you know, the big teams, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, they were all the way down in the mid team. So I think with this mix-up with these rules regulation changes, I think that's going to make this career mode more playable. If they can't get around driver transfers and maybe adding 3rd team drivers or GP2 drivers, I think this was probably the best way as to making the career mode more playable and more relevant. Because let's face it, when we were doing our wish list videos, everyone said that we wanted a career mode that was more playable and just more immersive, because it was just getting too boring. The same old things were happening. But now with this year, with the interviews, with the rules and regulation changes, it's going to make F1 2018 career mode so much more fun and so much more playable, to a point where you want to play Season 4, you want to race in Season 5, and maybe even race 6 seasons. In my opinion, I think we legit get the first 10-year career mode out of someone. I don't know who it's going to be, but I reckon someone is going to legitimately finish 10 seasons of F1 2018 career mode thanks to this rules and regulations change. So let's say Ferrari, obviously in real life, Ferrari, Mercedes, those are the two top teams. Then maybe this rule regulation change gets announced at the end of your first season. And then when season 2 comes, maybe you have Williams, Force India, Toro Rosso, all fighting there, Haas as well, but then you have Ferrari all the way down at the bottom, so it kind of feels like that 2009 season all over again. So I think this is a good announcement from Codemasters announcing that there's going to be a rule regulation change. I don't think it should have been a developer diary video. I think they should have saved that for the first one, but it is what it is. We've still got 2 more developer diaries, so I'm hoping they talk about the online. I'm hoping they talk about what changes they've done to the online, and I hope they talk about all the fixes and all the glitches that they have. So, and plus with esports as well, they've got to talk about the online in this game, otherwise it's going to throw a lot of people off. So yeah, this career mode this year with the rule regulation changes, this should be really interesting, and we should have a lot of unique career mode scenarios this year.